FANGLEWOWU, that place. Hey, this is Do It Live from FangleWurzel.com, just putting up some supplementary material to my review I did a month and a half ago or so. This is Synaesthete out of DigiPen. Basically what we're looking at right now is an overworld map, if you will. Those little bouncing ring things are each individual levels that you can select. They each have their own music and difficulty, obviously. But other than that, I'm going to show you one of basically the last non-boss level. So right before you go into a level, you get to select a spell that you'll use, quote-unquote spell. It's basically a power-up. Most of them aren't that useful, they just kill enemies. Two of them are quite useful though, Epiphany, which is heal yourself in Tiger style, which I'll show you in a moment. So basically, increases your combo. But the also important thing is, watch here, pushes the enemies back. So it's both defensive and offensive. Increasing your combo is very useful offensively. Not only does it increase your score, but it makes you absolutely blow through enemies much faster, as was shown there. So the interesting thing is, you'll see these little yellow note things right there. Those are basically to fill the segments without action, because this works on basically each room has its own little loop of the song, and sometimes they're not so little. So sometimes you might have to wait a while, and basically they fill the downtime with collecting things, and they'll either refill your health, or if you have full health, increase your combo. So they're pretty useful, and they can be taken advantage of majorly. Okay, on to the next room. Okay, so there's a fairly wide variety of enemies. These are by far the nastiest ones in my opinion. There's I think like 5 or 6 different types of enemies total. Okay. Now this is pretty much supposed to be the most difficult it gets, but it is, as I think I've mentioned, not the most difficult. Because they need to figure out properly how to balance difficulty, basically. It's one of the busiest as far as pressing the colored note arrow thingies. But it falls so elegantly under your fingers that it's super easy to do. Alright, right here, if you notice I paused just for a second, that was me taking advantage of that exploding that loop thing, because if I didn't pause just for a split second there, I would have entered the room and it would immediately have gone to the next part of the song. But instead, it had to go through that one loop one whole other time, and I got to take advantage of that majorly. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, okay, I don't know if you can see, there's little colored fuzzy things running around the screen. Those are actually enemy spawn points. They're really hard to see, and that's probably the #1 thing I have a problem with in this game, is everything's so big, colorful, and busy that sometimes it's hard to find the important stuff amongst the chaos. And I guess that's pretty much it. This is Do It Live for FangleWurzel.com. Do check out the review. It's a lot better than me talking. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy the remaining 5 seconds or so you have.